Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about why people get anxious around you when you go on semen retention. Women and men alike will get anxious around you when you're on retention. Subconsciously. Subconsciously. The reason why this is because you as a being are giving off an aura of certainty, of truth, of being true to yourself. And some people are scared of this. This is a metaphor. People are scared of this. People are scared of the truth. People are scared of the truth. People will fight day in and day out to avoid the truth. But the truth is what sets you free. And this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor of how you're carrying yourself when you decide to go on retention. When you go on retention, you're carrying yourself you're asserting yourself, you're assuming yourself as the authority, as the masculine. You're asserting yourself. You're walking with carelessness. You're walking with ease. You're walking with certainty. You're walking with an oomph. You're walking with direction. And people who are not like this, maybe it's a man, maybe it's a woman, anybody who is not on the same vibrational wavelength as you, people who are not like you, people who are maybe less than you, different than you, not in the same certain vibration as you, meaning they're not as masculine, they don't have as much direction, they're aimless, they're drifters in Napoleon Hill's book Outwitting the Devil. They're drifters in this reality. They will be anxious around you. They will be anxious because they cannot escape the truth. The truth is you are the truth. When you're on retention, you are doing something that is true to the Most High, and you are getting blessings left and right. And the people who are not on this vibrational wavelength, meaning they are not similar to you, meaning they cut corners, they're not living that full life. They're sabotaging themselves. They're doing things they're not proud of. They might be a bad parent or something like that. They're just not doing things that are true to themselves. They're going to get anxious. There's going to be a sense of anxiety. Think of it like this. Maybe it's homework that you didn't do, and maybe you cheated, and you're turning your homework in, and you have a sense that you are just not as confident in this work that you've done, but you turn it in anyways because you are just you have heart palpitations, you have anxiety, you just know that if you get caught you're screwed, but you turn it in anyways. And the teacher may not even know that this work was copied, but based off how you're acting, just because of how you're acting, she senses it, she looks it up, and then you're screwed. This is what I'm speaking about. You have to assume yourself as certain 24/7, regardless of what this may think. This is what leaders do. They may not be right. If we're talking about presidents, we definitely know that the modern day presidents don't do this or do this. They assert themselves even though they may be totally wrong. They assert that they are speaking the truth when they are totally wrong. They assert themselves anyways. You have to assert yourself in your life. You have to assume good things are happening for you, regardless of what it may physically look like. And when you go on retention, people will find anxiety. Will be anxious. They will be anxious. I can even realize that when I'm doing the things that I have to do, what comes across often this video is more certainty. certainty. But when I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, things come across as he might be beating around the bush. This is exactly how you have to look at your life. So you have to do the right things all the time. You have to do the right things all the time. This isn't just to become sort of because you're a good person. This goes beyond the physical. This is in metaphysical terms. If you are living an honest and truthful life, you will get things easier than the person who is cutting corners and blaming it on other people. This is the bottom line. Certainty lasts. Being methodical and sinister does not last. You can even realize this in like children's movies, like the Lion King. This is just an example of things that don't last. What was the name? Mufasa, and then Scar. Scar killed his brother, and then he became the king. But that didn't last because the true king's son eventually overtook him. This is just how you have to look at it. Because you have to do the right things 24/7. Because if you're doing this consistently, and when the time comes for you to be tested, you will pass with flying colors. If you're not doing the right things and it's time for you to get tested, you will fail with flying colors. This is the bottom line. We can even realize this in football terms. So a team said that they practiced the 2-minute drill 24/7 all throughout training camp, and when it was time for them to be tested in an actual game, they passed with flying colors. Now, a team who was shortcutting, who was not doing the things that were supposed to, they would have failed in this position because they're not practicing. You have to stay true to yourself. And once you're living in truth and certainty 24/7, you are living the most truthful life. You have to look at your life objectively. You have to realize you have to do if you want to become something, you have to start looking at your life objectively of how would that person who has what I want be acting right now, and stick to that script 24/7. Commit to reality 24/7, and eventually you're going to get the things that you want. But if you can't say that you want something, have a totally different lifestyle that you're portraying, that you're doing, not living that honest lifestyle, and still think that you deserve the things that you want. You cannot lie to the Most High. You cannot lie to the universe. You have to realize, you have to look at yourself, you have to look at your life as if there was a body camera on you 24/7, and there's invisible energies, there is higher intelligence who looks at you every single day and sees you. If you are worthy enough for your desires, sees what you do day to day, and if you're doing the right things day in and day out, eventually you're going to get granted what you want. But if you're doing the wrong things day in and day out, you will never actually get the things that you want. The people who live this truth, who are doing the right things every single day, and are going on retention and aren't doing blasphemous things, eventually are going to get the lives that they want. The people who are cutting corners, who are lazy, who aren't intentional, who are fear-stricken, who are miserable, who are negative, they will never get the things that they want. And when you come across a person who has this high energetic aura compared to a person who has this low energetic aura, people will feel anxious around you because you are vibrating in the vibration of truth. You are living a truthful life. People who are not living as honest of lies will shudder. It's like light. It's like when light enters the room, all these flies flock to the light, but darkness can't enter an already lit room. Light can enter a dark room, but darkness can't enter an already lit room. Because this world naturally is inspired by good. It has to be. This is how life was built. But man-made thinking have destroyed what the initial plan was. We have all these alternatives. We have all of these alternatives on how someone can live your life. These aren't the truths. The truth was already created, and now because of the media and social media, if you are speaking about things that are more traditional, you are shunned against. And if you're doing what everyone else is doing and speaking about things that are cool now, you're praised. There are plenty of examples of this. Examples of this. You have to stay true to yourself. You have to stay true to what the Most High wants for you. This is the only way you can escape the Matrix, because the Matrix will take souls 24/7. It will take souls. You have to stay true to yourself regardless. You have to stay true to yourself regardless of what the physical circumstances says. You still have to stay true to yourself, and eventually you will get rewarded. The weak men, 95% of the population, will fold in adversity. They will fold in adversity because they're not training themselves day in and day out to tolerate adversity. The 1% tolerates adversity physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They tolerate adversity. The weak and unknown crumble in adversity. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will see you in the next one.